Now to find the average of these three numbers, I'll first convert these in decimals. So 0.09 is actually 0.3. Why? Because 0.09 is 9 upon 100. So square root of 0.09 is actually square root of 9 by 100, which we know is root 9, just 3 upon root 100, which is 10. So therefore this is 0.3. So it's average of 0.3, 0.4, and half is just 0.5. Now to find the average, add these three numbers, divide by 3. So when I add these, that's 0.7. 0.7 plus 0.5 is 1.2 upon 3. That's 12 by 30, or 2 by 5, or 0.4. So the answer is D. Now for this question, you need to know that LB basically is pounds and OZ is ounces. So we have two different units for weights, and there's a conversion factor which says 1 pound is actually 16 ounces. Now the weights I have are in both pounds and ounces. So what I can do is I can first find the average of pounds and the average of ounces separately. At the end I'll add them. What I'm saying is, if I take the average of 4, 6 and 3, that's the number of pounds I've written. So this average is 4 plus 6 plus 10 is 13 upon 3. So basically this actually is 4 whole 1 by 3 pounds, which also means this is 4 pounds plus 16 upon 3 ounces. 16 upon 3 because this is the conversion. Right? Now let's find the average of the ounces, which are 10, 13 and 6 upon 3. So that's basically 29 by 3. So the final average, the combined average, is 4 pounds plus 16 upon 3 ounces plus 29 by 3 ounces. This actually is 4 pounds. Same denominator, I can just add the numerators. That's basically 45 by 3 ounces, and 45 by 3 is just 15. So the final answer is 4 pounds 15 ounces, which is option C. Now there are multiple ways to go about this. You can convert this entire weight into ounces first, or you can convert the entire thing into pounds first. What I felt is easier to divide the two into ounces and pounds individually, find their averages, individual averages for pounds and ounces. At the end, just add the two averages you obtained and simplify the value. Now we have some statements given and we have to pick the best option from here. Now the first one says the average of 3 consecutive even integers is the middle integer. Now if I just take the first even integer to be x, the next one would be x plus 2, the third one would be x plus 4. Now there are multiple ways to solve this. The first approach could be just find the average, which is find the sum, add these three numbers, that's x plus 2 plus x plus 4, that's 3x plus 6 upon 3, which is x plus 2. Now x plus 2 is the middle integer, so hence this statement is true. And also I took the numbers in form of x, which means these are not any particular even numbers. These are the general forms of the 3 consecutive even numbers. So if this is true, it's true for all cases. Hence I can generalize this to say the average of any 3 consecutive even integers is the middle one. Also, if there's one more approach to this question, if you remember, we have discussed this case in AP. It's an AP because there's a common difference of 2. What I said was, if you have to find the average of any number of terms in an AP, what you do is you take the first term, take the last term and find its average. So in this case, the first term is x, the last term is x plus 4 upon 2. That would be 2x plus 4 upon 2, hence again x plus 2. And that is always the case. In an arithmetic progression, the average is always the middle value, right in the center. So if you identify this as an AP, arithmetic progression, you can use this concept as well. Now for the second statement, it's again 3 consecutive odd numbers. Let's say y plus 2, y plus 4. Again, if you want to take the average, you can just add them. That's 3y plus 6 upon 3, which is y plus 2. Again, this is for any 3 odd numbers in general, and the average is the middle term, so this is also true. Again, this is also an AP, so if you want to use the concept of AP, you can. So first two are true. Let's check for the third one. Now the third one says the average of any 3 consecutive multiples of 5 is the middle one. So 3 consecutive multiples of 5. Let's say I take the first one to be 5, next one will be 10, then 15. But this is not the general one, this is the particular case where you have 3 consecutive multiples of 5 as 5, 10, 15. But if I talk about the general form, let's say I take the first multiple of 5 to be z, next would be z plus 5 and plus 10. This also is an AP. It's a common difference of 5. And again, if you want to use the sum, that's 3z plus 15 upon 3, z plus 5, which is the middle one. Or you can just use the concept of AP and you still get the same answer. So basically, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 are all correct. Hence the answer is E. Now what we have is the mean of 10 numbers, which is 20. Given this information, they're saying find the mean if each number is first multiplied by 2 and then increased by 5. Basically they're saying you have to find the mean of this. The bar is for mean. X bar means the average or the mean. Now there are two ways to solve this as well. First, the relationship between means. This actually is equal to 2 times the mean of x plus 5. That's basically 2 times 20 plus 5, which is 45. So it's D. But let's say you don't know this relationship. Although it's very simple, in general you can say it's ax plus b bar is a times x bar plus b. But if you don't understand this, what you can do is you can go for the sum approach. So first I can find the initial sum, which is just 20 times 10. So initially the sum was 200. Now every value was doubled. When every value is doubled, the sum also doubles. So that's basically times 2. And then you're adding 5 to each of the values. So आपने basically add किया 5 10 times because there are 10 values. Each value is increased by 5, so the sum is increased by 5 times 10. And this is the new sum upon 10. This can give you the new mean as well. That's 450 upon 10, which is also 45. So this is like a shortcut to this. But if you want, you can go back to the sum, current sum. Using that, find the new sum and hence the new average. Now there's a set of 25 observations and the mean is 36. The mean of the first 13 observations is 32. The mean of last 13 observations is 39. So if you look at these, their first 13, their last 13. If I add the two, that's 26. Why? Because there is an overlapping value. Basically from first till 13th, this sum is 32 times 13 because the average is 32. And from the 13th till the 25th, this sum is 39 times 13. Again, because the average is 39. So when I add these values, when I add these two, what I get is the sum of 25 values plus the 13th value, because that is the overlapping value which is counted twice. So this is what I get from this sum. Now let's find the sum first. 32 times 13 and 39 times 13. So I'll just take the 13 common. That's basically 71 times 13. So you can first find 70 times 13 and add 1 times 13. 70 times 13 would be 700. 70 times 10 plus 70 times 3, which is 210, plus 13, that's 923. Now we have to find the 13th observation. So if I remove the sum of 25 values from here, I get the 13th value, because in this sum there is only one value which is double counted, and that's the 13th value. So for that I'll have to first find the sum of 25 values, that's 25 by 36, and 25 basically is 100 by 4, so 36 upon 4 is 9, so this sum is 900. So if you see a difference in the two sums, this difference is only because of the value which is counted twice, and that value we know as the 13th observation. So to find the 13th observation, just take the difference, and clearly the difference is 23. Now there's a class of 45 students, and there's a boy who ranked 20th in the class. So basically when he's here, there are 19 people who ranked above him, and there are 25 people who ranked below him. Now what's happening is there are two more boys joining the class, and the effect is that his rank is dropped by 1, which means he is one position less, which also means now he has 20 people who ranked more than him. But there are two boys, right? So one ranked better than him, above him, so the other one is basically below him, which means now he has 26 people who rank less than him. He is here, this is his position. So if I count his position from the end, which is these 26 and then him, that's clearly the 27th position. Hence his rank is 27 from the end. Also when the two boys joined, the total strength went up to 47. So out of 47, there are 20 who rank above him, and there are 26 who rank below him. So if I count from the end, these are 26 below him, so he is the 27th from the end. Now we have to find the average of the first 10 whole numbers. Now first 10 whole numbers are basically 0, 1 all the way to 9. The first whole number we have is 0, right? The first natural number we have is 1. Natural numbers start at 1, but whole numbers start at 0. So this is basically a case of 10 numbers, 10 consecutive numbers, and we have to find the mean, the average. This also is an AP. This is an AP of a common difference of 1. So you can use the same concept, take the average of the first and last, and that should be the average of the entire AP of these 10 terms. That's basically 4.5. 9 upon 2 is 4.5. So what you need to know is that the first whole number is 0. If you understand this, and you can see this is an AP, you can use the concept of AP. The other approach would be just add all these numbers, which is 0 plus 1 plus 2 all the way to 9, and then divide by 10. You will get the same answer. Now this is a similar question. We have to find the average of the first 14 positive odd numbers, odd integers. So the first positive odd integer is 1, then we have 3, and all the way to 14th one. So the 14th odd integer would be 27. Now how is it 27? There are two ways. Either you just count the odd numbers on your fingers and see the 14th one is 27, or you can use the formula for AP, which is A plus N minus 1D. Odd numbers also follow an arithmetic progression. So if I have to find the 14th odd number, the last one, that's basically the 14th term, that's going to be A plus 14 minus 1, common difference of 2, that's 1 plus 13 times 2, that's 27. So I have to find the sum of these 14 numbers. Again, this is an AP, so I can just use A plus L upon 2. That's 1 plus 27 upon 2, which is 28 by 2, which is 14. So this formula really helps when you have to find the average of consecutive numbers with a common difference in between them. So the answer is C. Now we have 5 heights. We have to find the average. But again, the heights are in 2 units. There's feet and there's inches. So we need to know the conversion. That's 1 foot equals 12 inches. Now I'll again find the average of the feet separately and the average of inches separately, and at the end I'll add them. So that's 6 plus 6 plus 6. These are the feet upon 5. Now if you find the ratio, that's basically 6 whole 1 by 5. Now this is basically 6 whole 1 by 5 feet on average. Then we have inches. That's 6 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 0 upon 5. So this is basically 13 plus 9, 22, 33 by 5 inches. Now before adding the 2, I can say this actually is 6 feet 12 by 5 inches. Because 1 foot is 12 inches, so 1 by 5 feet is 12 by 5 inches. Now I can find the average by saying it's 6 feet plus 12 by 5 plus 33 by 5 inches. Now same denominator, so the fraction actually is 45 by 5. 12 plus 33 is 45. 45 upon 5 is 9. So it's actually 6 feet and 9 inches. That's the average height of these 5 players. Now in this question we again have some statements and we have to choose the best option from here. Okay, so the first one says the average of the first 20 odd integers is 10.5. First 20 odd integers. So if I take the first odd integer to be 1, then we have 3, and the last one, the 20th one, would be 39. Why 39? Same. You can use the formula for AP because odd numbers follow an arithmetic progression. So the first term is 1. Common difference is 2. We find the 20th number by A plus 20 minus 1D. So that's basically 1 plus 19 times 2. That's 38. 38 plus 1, 39. So these are the 20 numbers, 20 odd numbers we have to find the average for. Now this is an AP. I did tell you the formula to find the average. You can just take the first and the last term, divide by 2, and that should be the average, which is 20. But clearly this is not 20, hence the first statement is false. Now if I talk about the second one, the average of the first 10 positive integers. Now 10 positive integers are basically 1, 2 all the way to 10. Again, these are terms with common difference, so I can call this an AP as well. Now since this is an AP, I can find the average by taking the average of the first and last term, and that is 5.5. So that's not 5, that's actually 5.5. So the second one is false. If I look at the third one, the average of the first 4 positive integers that end in 2. So the first positive integer that ends at 2 is 2 itself. Then we have 12, 22, 32. So these are the first 4 positive integers that end in 2. This again is an AP because the common difference is of 10. You can take the average of the first and last one. That would be 2 and 32. That's 34 by 4, which is, 34 by 2, which is 17. So this one is true. Hence the answer is only 3. Now what we have is average of 4 consecutive even numbers. It's 1/4 of the sum. Now this is something which we already know. The average is basically sum upon n. So the average of 4 numbers is going to be 1/4 of the sum, or sum by 4 is the same thing. So this first statement is not really helping much because this is a fact. What we have to find is the difference between the largest and the smallest number. So we're talking about 4 consecutive even numbers. So let's say I take a plus 2, a plus 4, a plus 6. Now whatever a is just an even number. What we're trying to find is the difference between these two values. Now whatever the numbers are, they're consecutive, so they will have 3 jumps of 2 units in between them. Or you can just say a plus 6 minus a, that's also 6. So this is the difference between the largest and smallest even number in 4 consecutive even numbers, regardless of what the numbers actually are. So this is just B. Now what we have here is a person traveling from A to B at this speed and then returning back to A at 60 km per hour. And we have to find the average speed. Now average speed is basically total distance upon total time. Now let's just say this distance is d units, d kilometers. So this is also d, which means the total distance is 2d. Now we need to find the total time. Now to find the total time, I'll have to find the individual times first, for which I'll use the formula speed equals distance upon time. So for the first journey, which is A to B, that's speed is 40, distance is d, t is unknown. So from here, if I solve for d, that's d by 40. So that's the time taken from A to B. Similarly, if I take the second speed, which is 60, the distance is covered in d by 60 hours. So the total time is actually d upon 40 plus d upon 60. Now what you can do is you can take d upon 10 common. So you will be adding 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 6. So that's the LCM is 12. So that's 3 plus 2 upon 12. So basically the total time is 5d upon 120, which is d by 24. Now this is the total time. We have the total distance. Now just divide the two to get the average speed. That's basically 2d upon d by 24. This actually is 2d divided by d by 24. So division into multiplication is 24 by d. The d gets cancelled out, and what we're left with is 2 times 24, which is 48. So this is the average speed of the entire journey.